We're at the epicenter of Everglades National Park for its marine environment, between the estuaries and the sawgrass plains that we all know so well, and the ocean and the Gulf of Mexico is right behind me.
As the response to the Gulf oil spill continues, the National Park Service is planning the next steps. In the Everglades, potential oil cleanup procedures become very complicated. The diverse ecological function of this place is truly unique in the region and across the globe.
And if you look up the coast to the right on the east coast, you get to the top of Biscayne National Park and you come to skyscrapers. But this southern tip is still wild, it's still wilderness. It's a very special jewel here in the crown of South Florida, in the crown of the United States National Park System, that we have this much wild coast left for people to enjoy.
It's surrounded by the red mangroves, the black mangroves, and the white mangroves, and this is the area where those trees start getting bigger in size. The bigger the mangroves get, it seems over the years it's been a good protection from bad storms, erosion, hurricanes. It's a good filtration system for the park. The mangroves provide a good system for that, and so the mangroves have protected the Everglades a lot longer than man have. The Everglades serve as a grow-up spot, estuary, for most of the marine life in this area. Most of the game fish that people enjoy catching out here spend their time in the Everglades growing up. It's a great nesting area for the birds that migrate to this area, and they get a chance to grow up and not have a lot of disturbance while they're doing so.
The reason we're so worried about this place and that so many people are concerned about what happens here in these shallow waters and near the shore is this is the nursery area for all of the species that people eat, of shrimp and fish. It's all through the Gulf of Mexico. They begin their life as juveniles in the shallow waters, in the mangrove swamps, in the estuaries of this particular place. Not only is Everglades National Park and the South Florida ecosystems at the coast important to the nation and to the region, it's recognized around the world as a very special place, as an international biosphere reserve by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. So people around the world recognize that there's nothing like the Florida Everglades anywhere else. Well, it's a real challenge to figure out how we're going to protect this area from the oil, because we have 2,800 miles of shoreline in Everglades National Park, and most of the water near that shoreline is less than 2 feet deep. So it's a challenge to move vessels and work crews and booming crews and skimmers into this kind of an environment.
The Park Service mission to preserve and protect drives the decisions being made in responding to the oil spill. No one can say if the oil will come to the Everglades. However, park science can help inform decisions that will allow for whatever response proves necessary.
We use science in a lot of ways. It's in a form of adaptive management. So when we have this kind of an event, we've learned from our experiences of other oil spills of what works and what causes real damage. Like steam cleaning the rocks at the Exxon Valdez was a disaster for marine life on those rocks. And we know that we don't want to do that again.
The Park Service emphasis on science plays a big role here in determining the region's baseline conditions.
When oil went in the water, we began collecting samples of sediment, of living tissue like seagrasses or of fishes, of water, to see what contamination there is in it already. What is the current condition? Knowing that is really important to be able to evaluate any changes that might be associated with the oil spill. Let's make sure we have all the information we need about the health and condition of the system before it gets stressed even further. And that will help us come up with the right solutions, the right treatments to repair the damage and to move forward with the least amount of damage, the least amount of harm.
In the best case scenario, the oil will be contained far from these mangroves and grasses, and no cleanup will be required. However, we all realize the oil spill of 2010 will not be the only threat to this World Heritage Site. Hurricanes, climate change, and human development continue to make this an area we need to learn about and protect.
Even the work that's done here in preparation for oil that might arrive or might not will not be wasted. It will help us better understand the dynamics of this place and of the conditions that we're here now, and help us judge change into the future.